Ooh, I'm still recovering from a massive red pill I took a few days ago, coupled with the last week I'm sort of stuck in this weird limbo where I'm not entirely sure where to go from here, if I'm honest. So if this video is a bit off or unusual, my apologies. I'm of the opinion that the tools that were used prior to 2020 are post 2020 due to obvious reasons, now completely broken and obsolete thanks to the blatantly corrupt third world voting apparatus that America seemingly now has adopted. I've come to realize the job of the content creator is to sort of keep you guys reasonably informed yet entertained with a personal sort of flavor, whilst also keeping you engaged, and this is done hopefully with a combination of the former and some modicum of accuracy. However, due to the post-2020 changes, this makes giving predictions or assessments seem rather redundant when you throw in this monkey wrench of screwiness into the works, which destroys one's credibility, and frankly, being honest about the whole thing is kind of a downer. So again, where we go from here is anyone's guess, and I don't want to lie to my audience. There was an article on AM Greatness, which I'm sure I'll read soon. I can't do it on here for obvious reasons. But to make a long story short, the author in question, Dan Gallanter, essentially gave a brief glimpse into how the sausage is made, if I can use that phrase, with regards to how they do the honkening, as Styx likes to say. But he makes the case that, contrary to popular opinion, this is not ideologically or politically affiliated. As such, it is purely a financial power play. This is the swamp, after all. This is the uniparty, which makes sense. It was always two sides of the same coin. That's the farce of democracy. The one party is stupid, the other one is evil. They both get together and do stupid and evil. It just so happens for this particular scheme, the Democratic face is better suited because their voters are stupid and easier to dupe. Now, if you've watched my videos before, you know I am heavily influenced by the likes of Hopper and Moberg. I tend to focus heavily on incentive structure. I try to avoid the ideological as much as possible because in the grand scheme of things, I don't think people really give a damn about any of that as long as they can make a personal gain. Good example is Mitch McConnell. He doesn't give a flying fuck about the voters or the Republican Party. He doesn't give a fuck about flipping the Senate red at all. The candidates that Trump put forth didn't like him and would have ousted him as party leader. And so McConnell deliberately sabotaged the likes of Blake Masters in Arizona and threw money into an Alaskan Senate race against another Republican to make sure an establishment one gets in. He would happily throw money at corporate Dems to keep MAGA candidates out of the House and Senate. That's the kind of problem that America has. There isn't a two-party system, there really is only one. And don't look to the next generation to do anything about that because they are incredibly fucking stupid. Now, with that being said, here are some unfortunate truths and some suggestions, one of which will make Republicans go apeshit. Thanks to 2020, Trump being burned personally by the shenanigans of such and his furiously large ego as well as people not listening to him, which I guarantee you is driving him nuts by the way, the same shit that happened in 2020 happened in 2022 again. Why? Because no one listened to Trump when it came to election integrity. Except for Ron DeSantis, which is why he turned swing state Florida into the reddest state in the country. Wonder how the hell he did that. Now, thanks to the utter ineptitude of the damn Republicans, the Democrats are extremely well entrenched and adept at pulling this crap off, and there is zero incentive for them to change. Why the hell would they? They win with this shady-ass BS, which puts the Republicans in a massive bind. So there's three choices as far as I'm concerned here. One, you have to outmaneuver them at their own game. You have to ballot harvest and mail-in ballot till you drown the counters. The problem with this is, of course, this is going to further delay your already insufferably slow electoral process, which has seen confidence in its honesty drop to record levels of low, and Lord knows what the hell that is going to do to national morale. Not only that, the amount of money and effort that you'd have to engage in is just going to degrade your elections into this ungodly nightmare more than it already has. Two, you can go for a national divorce and try for a peaceful secession, because this is not a long-term sustainable system. I suspect in the long run, this is your safest and best option. It is also, however, the most unlikely. Or, three, and this is going to be by far the least popular option, but looking at America, your state governments never do the right thing when it's necessary, except Florida, of course, and the federal government always does the wrong thing when it's unnecessary. America's government is a hopelessly incompetent, bloated clusterfuck of a train wreck. And like I said, there is no way in hell the shady Dems are going to get rid of this hellish contraption they fashioned because they win with it. So you are going to have to try some heavy-handed federal election security apparatus, which I know is extremely unpopular. But bear something in mind here. I can understand you want your state government to stay the hell away from the federal, hooray states' rights, all of that bollocks. Fair enough. However, do bear in mind, in your electoral system, you are sending people to Washington to make changes that, frankly, not only affect your country nationally, but it also affects the world. Again, I can understand the instant aversion to such a suggestion, but Republicans always do this limp-wristed lame excuse of, well, if we do X and the Democrats might do Y. Yeah, and if they don't do anything, the Dems will do Y unopposed. This is why everyone hates the Republicans, because they never ever fight. Their job is to be the gracious loser with no teeth. If it wasn't for the Don, they will regress back to the sackless pieces of shit they always are, because the truth is they don't want to win. So really, you only have option one. If someone else has another idea, feel free to tell me. And as much as people don't want to hear this, if the Republicans don't do this, I can guarantee you the Republican nominee will not make a lick of difference, regardless of who it is. And neither will the Democrat one, for that matter. They can run a block of cheese, they will still win, at least 3 bloody days later. If Trump was smart, he is going to have to conjure up a bag of tricks of his own, because this is politics. There is no joy or power in being the gracious loser whatsoever. Because judging by the look of a few, it's slowly starting to dawn on them that they are not going to vote their way out of this mess. Where that goes is uncharted territory, people. I may as well try and end on something funny. And that is all for today. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time.